Greetings and welcome to In-Depth. I'm Dike Rostant. Now, if imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, it does not get much better than an Independence Day lookalike competition. We are speaking with entertainer, entrepreneur, and patriot Maria Bhola-Paul about this upcoming event. Welcome, Maria. How are you doing?
I am very well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. A special mention, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for viewing.
And now, talk to me about this event, please. What's the purpose of this event? Why are you doing it?
Let me be honest with you. Last year, during that lockdown in the pandemic, we were entirely bored. And I was thinking to myself, perhaps I can do something to ease the tension. And I thought of this competition, this lookalike competition, because for those who know me, most people would say I'm always impersonating someone when I sing calypso. And I thought of the idea. I contacted a friend of mine, one Jacqueline Burgess, and I said, I would really like to do a competition where we can, apart from just have fun, we can honor, appreciate, and just have a grand old time. The competition, the idea of it is to really highlight persons, well-known persons in Trinidad and Tobago who have really contributed, and that was really the idea that we started with. And I am pleased to say that the competition itself turned out to be really grand. I think bigger than we perhaps expected.
And it's one thing to say, okay, well, we're bored, we're locked down, so we're doing it. But this is second year running. So why decide, okay, well, we're going to do it again. We're going to Ndamble. What was the reason, the impetus?
Well, definitely, it was an online competition. So we asked persons to send in photographs of themselves imitating well-known persons in Trinidad and Tobago. We were really overwhelmed when we saw the response. We had over 65,000 people going to the page to vote, to comment, sharing. It was really, really fantastic. And a lot of people were saying things like, hey, this could replace the national awards. And they were actually calling for it to be done. Some people were disappointed that they didn't know about it. And they were like, please have a repeat, please have a repeat. So here we are.
So people talking to you about it, again, those same people who are asking for a repeat, are they already saying, okay, well, you're having it, reminding you about it? What was that conversation like?
Absolutely. Absolutely. People reached out to me. Even Ms. Burgess. She reached out, she said, that little thing that we did last year, you're doing it again, right? So I said, well, of course, yes, definitely. The difference this year is that we're not going to just have it online. There is an online submission of photos. That's for the preliminary round, but the finals is going to take place in person. It's going to be an in-person gala event.
Hello, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but before, I cannot pass it. I see you trying to flip your hair, and it looked like it's a recent addition. So I find you leaning to the side a little bit. But even before I ask about
because
that,
of the weight.
we understand it look impressive. But how do you decide, okay, well, this is the person that I want to look like, this is the person I want to imitate or pay tribute to? What was that? What is that process like for you?
Well, let me tell you what it was like on this occasion. Because of how efficient TTT was in responding to me for an interview, I had to get it together in like 2 days. So I decided, since I already had half the hairstyle of the person, I would just get the other half. So I wanted to go with someone who I already kind of have facial features like, and that kind of thing. And so, yes, I decided to go with one, the Honorable Minister Shamfa Kojo. Yes. In her days when she adorned this lovely hairstyle that is hurting my neck.
I guess that's part of the reason we see at the gym just strengthening up and posting pictures for that as well. We don't know, that might be
perhaps. Yes, but it really depends a lot of times on my mood. It really depends on my mood.
I know. Speak to us about mood though, in terms of like who is the ideal candidate? Is there somebody that you specifically as an organizer want to see enter the competition or someone try to imitate them? What is the criteria for doing so?
We are encouraging all nationals of Trinidad and Tobago. Hence, we have not put an age restriction. And we are asking you to impersonate someone who is well known, because it would be easier if when we spot you, we could recognize who you are. Someone who is well known, not necessarily a celebrity. I think sometimes we get a little confused when we say celebrity. I think we tend to eliminate a lot of other people. But the person just has to be well known. You know, they may have done one particular thing and everybody remembers them for the rest of their life because of that one particular thing. Then there are others who are constant contributors, who have really helped to shape who we are as a people. This could include entertainers, social activists, politicians. Last year, we had quite a number of varied entries, and we were really, really pleased. We were really pleased.
And makes me want to ask, who are some of the people that were imitated last year? What some of the entries people trying to look like?
Ooh. We had, well, the person who copped the top prize, she was actually the only entry from Tobago, and that was Leslie Ann Ellis, and she impersonated Lord Nelson. So she won. We had People's Choice Male was Super Blue, someone who imitated Super Blue, and people could not tell the difference. People called me and said, Maria, I think Super Blue trying a smart one on you there. Terry Lyons, the person who won People's Choice for female was Nakasa Roberts, and she imitated Terry Lyons. We had people who imitated, let me see, there were so many. We had people who imitated Rhoda Barrett. We had Vonnet Bigford, Nyla Blackman, just a whole range. We had some politicians in the mix. Yes, someone even copped the prize for best impersonation of a deceased person, and he imitated the Honorable Patrick Manning. So we really have people just from every sphere.
And we want to continue the conversation when we return in terms of like what that process is like, how people vote for them, and who are some of the partners, because it seems as though you're doing it bigger and better. So we do that when we return. We are speaking with Maria Bhola-Paul about the Independence Day lookalike competition. Stay with us. We return with more. Welcome back. We are speaking with Maria Bhola-Paul, and the topic at hand is the Independence Day lookalike competition. Now, Maria, is it a matter of what the person is wearing, whether or not the person looks like the person from Jump, or makeup? What are some of the things that you think really go into an effective submission for this lookalike competition?
Well, definitely we would try to ask people to do a mirror image. So what we ask you to do is select a photo. Now, you may not necessarily resemble the person in real life, but there are some tricks, some simple things you can do. Add a little hair. You know, there are some tricks, and we on our page, I am Maria Bhola, we give tips every day about the things that you can do. Sometimes a shades, just a simple addition of a shades could really make you begin to look like the person. What we are asking you to do is get a picture, select a picture, and try to look exactly like the person. If they're wearing red, they're wearing a t-shirt, they have on lots of makeup, they don't have on much makeup, pose in the way that they are posed, let your eyes look in the direction their eyes are looking. So it's really just like a mirror image that you're creating. And as I said, even if you don't actually look like the person, there are tools, there's makeup, and it's a good idea to get some makeup artists involved, you know. and just really be creative. There's actually a special prize for best makeup artist, you know, who would do a really dramatic transformation.
And I like the fact that you're talking about different ways and tips, and the fact that you're sharing those tips on your page. But there are two things in terms of like the person who won overall, I think, from Tobago, looking like the disco daddy, who would have recently turned, is it 82 or 92? 92, I believe.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, he clocking in, he looking in on
Yes,
he looking
he's
in,
batting well.
zeroing in on a home run. But the fact that they created jewelry to look like him, and then the person who looked like Terry Lyons, I don't
Yes.
necessarily think she resembled as much, but the makeup just kind of brought everything together. So I guess that also ties into that point too.
Absolutely. And even if you look at the winner, she's female. She's female and she impersonated a male. You know, so you really, once you have that creative streak, you just need to use your imagination and you can create that persona.
Now, who are some of the people who are making it happen this year in terms of stakeholders, people helping to organize? I don't know if you have somebody hosting the event, but people coming together with you to make sure that this happens.
Well, absolutely. My partner, which was the partner I had last year, it's Jacqueline Burgess, and you may know or may not know, she's the coordinator of the network of NGOs. She has really been a great support for me. Last year, we had corporate sponsorship from the National Lotteries Control Board. I mean, we were really surprised that they responded to our letter and so quickly, and they jumped on board. They were like the major sponsor, you know, and we were truly grateful. And the other sponsorship would have come from people with small businesses, medium businesses, just people reaching out to help. This year, we did send out a number of letters. You know, we have not yet gotten the level of sponsorship we would like. We have more of the entrepreneurs coming back, which we truly appreciate, because as I say to them all the time, every little bit counts. We're still waiting on corporate Trinidad and Tobago to jump in the mix there. And, you know, perhaps the National Lotteries Control Board could call us back. Yeah. So we are still waiting for some funding, but this event is happening. We do have support enough to make it happen, but in terms of how grand we can do it, I'm really hoping that corporate Trinidad and Tobago would jump on board.
And remind me though, you said that tips are going out and you spoke of some of the prizes. What are some of those prizes that you have in
the grand prize that we have right now? It's $5,000 for the overall winner. That's the grand prize. We are still sorting because we still have sponsors coming on board. We haven't really announced what the other prizes would be just yet, but we are updating the page every day. I am Maria Bhola. Every day you would see, once sponsors come on board, you would see the sponsors, you would see the various special prizes. We just, once you stay tuned to that page, you will be in the mix.
But you said something, and I find it very interesting. It's very consistent, good, bad, or indifferent, in terms of the role of entrepreneurs, and then almost like the way that this is creating an avenue for people to get creative, show sides of themselves that they may not totally bring up to air for people to see from time to time. But how important to you is it that we're able to have an opportunity like this to say, this is what I can do, this is who I can be, and this is who I look at, and I not necessarily aspire to be like them, but I think this person is very important to the fabric of Trinidad and Tobago.
This is very personal to me, because a lot of times you would find that we would say only when someone dies, we would appreciate them. You know, that's when you would hear their music. That's when you would hear about the book that they have written, you know, and people would put up all the nice things on social media about them. But what happens while they're alive? And so I am really passionate about this. And I think that this competition, apart from being a competition, it's an event and it's an opportunity to say to these people who have contributed to Trinidad and Tobago, to say to them, we see you, we appreciate you, and thank you for your service and your contribution.
And that also reminds me of some of the faces and voices that we'd have seen for the Stay Inside competition. And you actually, I think, doing more than one version of it as different individuals.
Oh, I think that was the extempo.
Yes.
Was it the extempo? Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Because, these are people, they contribute. They have done a lot. Some of them continuing to contribute. Let me say also, it's not only for persons who are with us. We do have a special category for the best impersonation of a deceased person, someone who has passed on, so that there is history there. They're gone but not forgotten. And I think that that's a very important category. There is also a special category created for our friends in the diaspora. Last year, we had the person copying the prize for the diaspora. It's actually someone from Iran. Can you imagine? And she impersonated Rhoda Barrett. And I found that was so interesting. All the way there in Iran, she heard about our independence lookalike competition and she entered. And so again, it's an opportunity for those who are outside and may have a little Trinita banker to be able to be part of and parcel of something. So of course, they can't come to the finals, which is a physical final. So it's just a special category for them. To submit the photos looking like the person, and they would have their own prizes in that category.
So the way you say that makes me wonder, are there tiers of the competition? So what happens for someone after the submission for them to reach the finals? Is it still voting via the page? And if someone isn't able to come, does that mean they're ineligible? Take me through those things.
Sure, absolutely. So the first phase of the competition, the preliminary phase, you are asked to submit a side-by-side photo of yourself imitating the person you would like to impersonate. That deadline is August 20th. So you have to get your entries in by or before August 20th. The judges will then deliberate. And once you are selected for the finals, you do have to appear in person. If you don't appear in person, well, yes, you would be automatically disqualified because the finals is an in-person event. So it's going to take place in the form of a gala where you're actually just coming to a grand independence celebratory party. It's not going to be like a stage where you have to go up and chairs and people watching you and you're modeling. No, it's not going to be that. It's just going to be you mingling, having fun, celebrating our independence. And the judges will be discreetly walking around. You won't even know who's a judge. And they would make their assessments. Yes, that's how it's going to be.
I feel part of that is because Judge don't like Big Stone with the name right on it,
No, actually, we publish the names of the judges. We don't shy away from that at all. We have very credible people on our judging panel.
But individuals able to attend the gala, where would the gala be, or is that information out there?
At present, the gala is scheduled to take place at Cafe Blue. That's Carl and Carol's place on Ryson Road in Port of Spain. We are considering, because a number of people are asking, we are considering perhaps selling some tickets to the members of the public who would like to attend, because we're getting so many requests. People are saying, I don't really want to enter, I'm shy, but I really want to be part of this. I want to see it in person. So we're working on what we can do with respect to that.
All right, so we want to thank you so much for keeping the interest flowing, for keeping people's creative juices and even levels of research, because you're saying, okay, well, this is the person I want to do. Let me look for a photo that I think I can emulate. So there's that level of work going into it, keeping wheels of people's brains turning as well. And just thank you for your contribution to what it is you're doing to the landscape. So Maria Bhola-Paul, all power to you. And on behalf of the entire TTT News team.
Excuse me, who did you call me? What? You're mixing me up with someone
Sorry, Madam Kujo. Oh. Yes, all right. And on behalf of the entire TTT News team, I'm Dike Rostant. This has been In Depth. Thank you so much for joining us.